Good morning, America. This is the Cats Roundtable. John Catsimatidis here, Sunday morning. Well, we hear about China having hypersonic weapons that circle the world and decide to land where they tell them to do it. Well, the United States Navy has just put out that we have certain weapons. With us today, we have Dr. William J. Parker. He is the CEO of Efficient Ships, but he serves as the Chief of Staff of the U.S. Naval Surface Forces, and he was CEO of and president of the East-West Institute that they advocate peace. Good morning, Dr. Parker. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back on your show, John.
Tell us what's going on in the Navy. I mean, China has these hypersonic weapons that everybody said, oh, crap to. And I understand we have some good weapons, too, now.
We've had good weapons for a long time. And yes, the Chinese are developing weapons and building a lot of military systems pretty quickly. I think we have three general advantages, though. First, the U.S. technology base is significant. We continue to stay ahead of other weapon systems around the globe. Although I will say that our research, development, and test and evaluation did slip mostly under the Obama administration, but that's picked back up again under the last administration. Secondly, you have a thirst by our military to stay ahead. And third, leadership matters. And I got to tell you, right now, with the testing of this particular laser weapon system, having Vice Admiral Bragg Cooper out there in charge of Naval Central Command is huge. This is a brilliant warfighter. I've known him for 30-plus years, and we are darn lucky to have him leading the show out there.
Well, certainly nobody wants war, and everybody has weapons that they want to show off. Even the North Koreans have weapons they want to show off. You were a naval officer for a long time and at very high rankings. How do you feel about this?
Well, look, I think that in some cases you have to keep your secret until you actually need them. For example, when we went into Desert Shield, Desert Storm, all of a sudden we came out with a bunch of very low radar cross-section stealth aircraft that nobody knew was coming. On the other side, you need to be able to deter. So you tell people, hey, we have this capability, don't mess with us. And that's a fine line to balance. But when you talk about laser weapon systems, which is what you're implying right here, this really started back in 1960 with the Hughes Research Laboratory in Malibu, California. A guy named Theodore Maiman actually started building laser weapons. That continued in 1968. DARPA, which is the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, began firing pretty high 100-kilowatt lasers. And then the Navy followed that up in 1975 with a 250-kilowatt system. Those were on land. And then we continued. And then 2014, on the Ponce, we tested another system that was 30 kilowatts, and we shot down a small drone with that and said we need to get these weapon systems even larger and more powerful. And so the weapon system that was just fired on the Portland was 150 kilowatts, which is 5 times more powerful than the one we just tested in 2014. That's a huge climb and change in a very short period of time. But the Navy's been working on this for a long time, and so have the other services. Airborne laser weapon systems were worked on by the Air Force. The Army is working on laser weapon systems and installing them. So it's coming quickly, and there's a lot of advantages to laser weapons over conventional weapon systems.
And so you're fully confident that there's a lot more that we don't even know about and not even talking about.
Well, there's certainly a lot more that we're not talking about, and it needs to be that way. There's some of these things that you don't want to talk about, but when the military and Department of State and others release this to the public, they are making a statement, a deterrent statement that be advised. You may think that your hypersonic weapons, or in the case of the Iranians supporting the Houthi rebels, and the Russians about to go into Ukraine possibly, the Chinese messing with the Taiwanese, to remind them that we're not just a military with a lot of people and a lot of equipment. but we're a military with very high technology that you best consider twice before you cross certain lines.
Well, Dr. Parker, thank you so much for everything you've done for America. Continue to speak out for America, and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll catch up again real soon.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Have a great day.